If you watch my video for number 39, then this question is going to seem really weird because we just spent a whole bunch of time talking about how these two authors disagree, right? And now we have a question that says, well, both of them would agree on what? And this is very common. The SAT does this a lot. And I will say that the general rule of thumb for these kinds of questions is that the authors will disagree, or let me back up. The authors will agree on the problem and disagree on the solution. Okay, they agree on the problem, disagree on the solution. So the previous question was about the disagreement, right? So Talleyrand, the passage 1 guy, is basically saying women and men have different roles, as it should be. Society is better off when men do one thing, women do another thing. Wollstonecraft in passage 2 is saying, no. Women need to be educated. Women need rights. It's ridiculous that they don't. It's just not, it doesn't make logical sense. So they disagree on what should be done about the problem of men and women having different rights, right? Men and women are in different places in society at the time when these were written. And so that's the problem. Talleyrand probably wouldn't see that as a problem. He would just say, yeah, that's good. That's how it should be. Wollstonecraft does see it as a problem, but that part don't worry so much about. Think of it, I'm using the words problem and solution to kind of just draw a contrast here. So we have a good memory of what we've been reading. We've been answering a lot of questions from this passage already, so we shouldn't need to go back very much and understand more lines. We should have a good sense. So let's stick to the words and the choices and use them to kind of guide us, right? Strong words always help us. Their natural preferences were the same as those of men. So what did women prefer? I don't know. If you can turn that into a question and don't have an answer to that question, that's not a good sign, right? So what did women prefer? What did men prefer? I have no idea. Don't remember it. Not good. They needed, strong word, a good education to be successful in society. Well, Wollstonecraft, passage 2, does say that, right? It is about education. But Talleyrand is the opposite. He's more just saying, no, women don't need that because they have a different job, a different role in society. So they don't agree on this. They actually disagree on this. C, they were just as happy in life as men were. Well, I think maybe passage 1 might say that, but passage 2, Wollstonecraft is definitely saying no. Like, it seems ridiculous that men are told or are making decisions about women's happiness and then the women aren't happy. Like, that's, ridiculous. But D, they do both agree on. They generally enjoyed fewer rights than men did. So again, they agree on the problem. Talleyrand would say, yes, women have fewer rights than men because women have a different role and don't need those rights. Wollstonecraft would say, yes, women have fewer rights, and that's ridiculous. We should change that. So they disagree on this solution or the consequence of this, but they agree on this. This is the topic of discussion. And that's going to be a very common thing. The more you practice, the more you will kind of notice this similar pattern in the comparative questions. There's usually one asking what they disagree on, usually another asking what they agree on. They agree on the problem, they disagree on the solution. Hopefully you can use that as a starting point every time you see these questions.